here you go, guys. It's our wonderful weather we've been having, which seems like forever now. Apparently we're supposed to get 1 day of sun, maybe in another 3 more days of this. 1 day of sun, and then only another week or so of this. And then that's as far as my app will go in the phone. So after that, hopefully there's a couple more yellow sunny days on that crap instead of this. But it's a good day to test out the tires, so that's going to be what we're doing in this video. So stay tuned. We'll see how she acts in the rain. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. A lot of people have asked me recently, because I do daily drive the car and I just keep the summer tires on. It's the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. Came with the car. I haven't changed anything on that front yet, so they've asked how they handle day-to-day use. Obviously they're summer or dry weather for sure rated tires. I guess it doesn't have to necessarily be summer depending where you live. Some places are warm all year round. Out here we get rain like today, snow, sun, we get everything. So it's kind of a good area to test them out, I'd say. Get the full scoop on how they act in the snow and rain. If you haven't seen the video of where I got stuck in the little bit of snow we had here, go back, check out that video. The car has a snow mode which helps as well. I'll tell you right now, tires no good in the snow. But like I said, if you're interested, go back, check out that video. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And go back, check out all the other videos. There's quite a bit out there. So we're closing in on our 1,000 subscribers now. I think we're almost at 700 while I'm making this video. So not too bad at all. Thanks to everybody that's subbed already, and stay tuned for more. But I'm gonna go today, seeing how it's pouring rain. We're gonna test out the tires in the rain, of course, and I'll show you it's doable. Of course, they're not the best. The tread on there is pretty much nothing. It's not that I burnt it off, burnouts and all that. It's just the way the tires are made. Like, they're summer tires. They work good on the strip for the most part. If you're dry and not too cold, they work all right. In the rain, like you can see now, we're cruising. We can swerve around. You're not gonna spin out, do any crazy donuts or anything like that. They do grip. It's more, I'll show you in a minute, when you stop and try to go. You just, obviously, it's common sense. It's for any tire really, not just these, but I figured I'll show you because I got these on the car. Just give it a little bit as you take off. Obviously, if you gun it in the rain, you're just gonna sit there and melt the tires off your car. Like I said, that's any summer tire or any tire really without decent tread in the rain. So we will go find a place to get away from traffic and where the cops like to hang out, which is around here. So stay tuned and I'll get right back to you. Alright, so we're just in drive, none of the fancy sport modes or anything. You can see you take off like a normal person. You do get a little chirp chirp, loses it around the corners. Not enough to really cause you to go out of control or nothing, but you can definitely hear it and feel it that the grip is not there. We are chilly today still. It's only 5 degrees, which obviously they recommend, I think it's 7 degrees Celsius. They recommend having like a winter rated tire or an all season tire at least. And like I said, there's cops on this road, and there goes one right now. So somebody was speeding. But at least it's going the other way, so we don't have to have that little minor heart attack when we come over the hills and you see him sitting there with his lights on. But yeah, like I said, you go around the corner, especially around where I live, there's a lot of hills. So if you're turning and you're gonna go uphill, for sure you'll get the little pop, 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 pop around the corner. It's partly the suspension on the car as well, I think. I know there's a few mods that I want to get that'll be coming up just to help the hop, try to settle the car down a little bit. But I'll show you around the next corner here, because like I said, that's just, you know, just enough throttle to get you going when we turn that corner, and you got a little bit of chirp already. So when we turn down here, I'll give it just a little bit, and it might be hard to see through the video because, you know, you're looking at my face and out the back window and the side window, but you'll see the car go over. And we'll try not to go too crazy because we don't want to go full Mustang and end up in the ditch somewhere. But luckily, the cop that we passed earlier is going the other way, so maybe we can just have a little bit of fun out here right now. Ours. And then after that, we'll put it in sport mode, because with sport mode the throttle is way more responsive. You get on it and she's ready to go pretty much right away. So you also have to think that. I know a lot of the people, they put these cars in my mode. If you have it set to track or sport, you're pretty much screwed in the rain if you're not careful, because she's going to go out on you. Said, I made it in the snow. Just be careful. Obviously not recommended, but if you don't have the money or the space to store your other tires, just take your time. Don't be an idiot on the road, and it should be alright. So we'll turn here, and I'll give it just a little bit when we turn. Just that much, and she's ready to go all over the place already. So come down here, we'll get down the hill first. I'll just bring it to a stop for a sec, and then we'll do a little bit of a launch in the rain. Not a hard one, the same thing. You've seen what happened just when we turned the corner a little bit there. She goes all over the place, and can't really tell out the window here, but the road is not the widest, so if we start going loopy, I don't feel like having to pull the thing out of the ditch. So we'll let the traffic go by on our closed course private property road here. Stop sign. You know, we're kind of out in the farmland, so dead rabbit there, a bunch of birds chewing down on it. I don't feel like wiping crow off the front of my car. So we're stopped. Make sure nobody's coming, because we're not going to be moving anywhere fast. But if you give her gas, you can see she launches like a turtle. Makes some good noise with the exhaust and some, well, not too much smoke, but a little bit of smoke. So it is fun, obviously, but if you're planning on doing any hard launching in the rain for some reason, I don't know why you would want to do that, but you're not going anywhere. If you're good at drifting, I've never tried it personally, and I'm not going to try it in here, obviously, because that's a good waste of my car. But, you know, you could whip her around the track really easily in the rain. Or if you want to do donuts, smoke the tires off. So that's that. We'll get back to a little bit of a more secluded road, and I'll put her in sport mode just for a little bit. Same thing, we won't go too crazy, but I'll just show you. If you're easy, you can drive in sport mode still. Obviously, if you're a little bit on the nuttier side, you can go all out and have fun with it. Alright guys, so we're in sport mode now. Not in the sport like gear, just in the car has the actual Sport Plus mode. So you can hear right off the bat RPM's up higher, especially because we were just climbing up a hill. And then if you've seen some of the other videos, if you just kind of touch the gas, it'll gear down because it thinks you're getting ready to launch, right? So instead of cruising around in 10 on these type of roads, we're in 7, and the throttle, you can hear it, she gears down because it's ready to take off. But we're coming up to a stop sign here again, and I'll show you what I mean for just normal driving. In sport mode, I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but that's just enough to get the car moving. But because it wants to go up so high in the RPM, you spin. So if you're to go nuts and actually think you're going to get somewhere or pass somebody in the rain, you have it in sport mode and you give it that gas thinking, oh, I'll get around this guy or I'll beat this truck turning a corner, you're most likely going to end up hurting yourself or getting in an accident because you're going to sit there and spin. And if you're one of those people who thinks that you can beat the semis in the rain, I think you should be shaking your head, because you're not all there. People that turn out in front of the trucks are a little nuts in my case, or in my opinion. So, like I said, don't try it. In the dry, do your thing. I still don't cut in front of the trucks. I've known people that have had pretty close encounters, and I've known people where the trucks have turned out in front of them and they can't stop. Either way, whether it's your fault or not, if you're in a car like this, you're not beating a truck, so don't even try it. But we're coming up to our turn here, so a little bit too much traffic, so we'll pause it here again. It'll get us to a little bit of a better area. Don't like doing this type of stuff when there's a lot of people around. If anything goes wrong, if I hurt myself, that's one thing. If I hurt other people, that's something else. So we will take a little breather here, and we'll get back to you when we're in the dead spots. Alright, so back again. Still in sport mode. I'll show you guys we're cruising. Slow her down a little bit here. Don't want to go too crazy. But even when you're just putting down the road, it's 50 kilometers an hour. It's like 30 miles an hour. If you're in sport mode and you think, okay, let's go past this guy, and you go to boot it, she goes all over the place. Same with if you're turning a corner. Wait for this truck so we don't T-bone him. But you think, okay, let's beat this car, and you go to turn. You can see right away your rear end is all over the place. Obviously, if you're careful, you can correct it, but is it really worth the chance in the rain to spin around and hit somebody? Not really. So one thing I forgot to mention is, if you're doing this in the, like, they're made for the summer, dry warm days obviously, but if you're doing this in the summer, especially in your sport mode, summer and you punch it, the tires are going to do the same thing. They're going to blow out. You're going to do a bunch of circles and end up in the ditch or hitting somebody. But if you just give her a little bit, kind of like I was doing today, it's going to go out a bit. The only difference is in the rain, if you keep on it, it'll keep going. Like, it'll, obviously, common sense, you're going to do a bunch of circles. But in the summer, I find if you start going, let out for just a second, they hook right away. That's the only difference. Whereas if you're in the rain, if you start spinning, let off, think you're gonna hook and get on her again. Kind of, if you've been on the drag strip, you know what I mean. If you launch, you spin, you let off for a sec, you go again, you hook, and you go. But on the, obviously, we're not on the drag strip and it's pouring rain. If you punch it, let it slip, take it off for a second, and get on it again thinking you're gonna hook, you're just gonna go straight back into spinning, and you're gonna go all over the place and crash. Where in the summer, same thing, you let off for a second. In my case anyway, don't go out there, hey, you made me crash because I did this. In my case, if it starts to give out, you let off for a second and get on it again, they'll hook. As long as you're not, you know, wet tires, cold tires, the Michelin Sports will grab again, find your traction, and then you're good to go. So, just thought I'd throw that little bit in. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Just a little quick rundown of the Pilot Sports in the rain. Like I said throughout the video, if you're careful, you can do it. I drive on them. I drove on them all winter, all summer, all spring. It's doable. Just be careful. Don't pretend that you're in the nice hot summer weather when it's pouring rain or slushy outside. You'll make it. Just take your time. The car, if you have this car anyway, it's got the snow mode, snow wet mode. So same thing. That'll stop you if you give it too much gas, like I showed you guys, and we spin out. If you keep it in the snow or wet mode, it prevents you from doing that. You can basically floor it around a corner. It's only going to give you like 2,000 RPM, just enough to get the car rolling. But yeah, if you're careful, it's very doable. Obviously, if you can afford it, or you have a different set of rims and all that, I recommend just get a different set. All seasons, or even straight up winter tires are probably better than nothing, right? Or summer tires, of course. But take your time, be careful, and if you haven't already, thumbs up, subscribe. We got more coming. I got a couple things in the garage that I got to add to the car, so stay tuned for that. And we will catch you in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one.